I believe I can fly.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and I'm back from my vacation to Providence, Rhode Island, and we're going to look at game number 18 in our 20 from 1996 series, and this is part of the Raiden Shoot 'em Up series. This was created by Seibu Kaihatsu and licensed to Fabtek in the US, and it is called Raiden Fighters. And it's part of the series, but the background story isn't related, or isn't similar to previous entries in the series. But you have your typical 8-way joystick and a fire and bomb button. What makes this entry in the series really stand out is the fact that you can choose from multiple different fighters or fighter planes. I don't think that was present in previous Raiden games. I mean, apart from like Player 1 and Player 2. There are several different ships, and depending on the ROM set, they might almost all be present at the character selection screen, or you might have to input a code to get to some of those characters. One of them is from, I think, the first Raiden game. There is MK2, which is the original Raiden, or no, it's from Raiden 2, excuse me. There's the Aegis, there is the Beast Arrow, there is the Chaser, there is the Judge Spear, which is from another Seibu Kaihatsu game called Viper Phase 1, there's the Devastator and the Endeavor, and then there is also a question mark that you can select, which is it just cycles all of the different fighters that you can select, rapid fire, so you just press the button to stop it when you think that's the fighter that you want. There is almost no rapid fire in this game. I think there is one fighter that, when fully powered up, can use rapid fire. And I'm sorry, I can't remember for sure which one it is. It might be the Judge Spear. But unlike other games in the Raiden series, maybe all of them to this point, you can really score some unbelievable points in this game. And there are special hidden tricks that allow you to get even more points. And we'll take a look at some of those. I'm not good enough to show off all of them. But yeah, here's the select screen, and like I said, there's the cycler that has a question mark. But not all ROM sets will allow you to choose all of the fighters. Some of them might have to input a code to get to them, and I'm sorry, I don't know for sure what it was. I think it's like you have to, we'll look at that a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and get started. Some enemies will leave a laser option, and with this first fighter, the Raiden MK2, it has that awesome snake laser from previous entries in this series. Man, do I love it. It is so cool, and you can collect multiple L icons to improve its strength and make it, bigger. But it's just a big old homing laser. Like I was saying, you can't rapid fire, but you can tap, 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 probably to about that rhythm, and it'll look like you're firing rapid fire because you get a nice burst for each shot you fire. I think for most of the ships. Note that there are bonus items that you can pick up, and they're like little yellow stars, and if you continue to collect them as much as you can, then there will be more valuable star icons that'll appear. And they start out like 10 to 90 points or something, and then they get up to 100 to 900 points, and then 1,000 to 9,000 points, and there will be eventually 10,000 ones, and maybe even 100,000 ones. There will also be an icon that you can collect that says M, and that gives you I think generally the amount of power-ups to get to be maximum is like probably 4 or 5 or something. And when you die, you release a lot of the power-ups, which is awesome. You can collect them on your next life. You'll pick up right where you left off if you continue, and you don't have to start back X amount of space or something when you lose a life. You pick up right where you left off. It's great. There are option fighters that you can collect, and they're called slave in this game. Yeah, slaves. But it's like they were slaves of this dictator. There was a dictator's army that attacks various locations that you have to liberate, and you're part of a group called the Gun Dogs, and that's all those different ships, and you fight back. And it's a different story than previous Raiden entries. And you can have 2 slaves at once, and they will shoot when you shoot. But, and here's another hidden trick, depending on how many bombs, and yeah, you can collect bombs to fire off a powerful shot. Oops. Depending on how many lives and bombs you have left, that depends. That will determine what formation your slave ships are in. They might surround you immediately to the left and right. They might go after a ground target and fire on it when you press the fire button. Kind of cool. Just kind of experiment around and see what they do. Some of the hidden bonuses that you will get, you will see a notice at the top center of the screen. It'll describe the bonus. And the character, the Miclus, that's how it's pronounced, from other Seibu Kaihatsu games and the Raiden series, it is makes a hidden appearance in this game, or makes an appearance once you uncover it. There is also a fairy that you can make appear, and they just make the best way to make them appear is probably just to try to collect as many medals as you can. Keep firing non-stop. Like I said, use the tap method to keep firing. I think I saw Raiden fighters in the arcades. There were follow-ups to Raiden Fighters called like Raiden Fighters 2. I think there was Raiden Fighters Jet, maybe some other games as well. But Raiden was a very popular series, and this is definitely one of the stronger entries. But yeah, look for the floating icon that says S. That's for your slave ship. And again, one of the hidden characters, possibly the only hidden character, depending on the ROM set, is a slave ship, and the slave ship can have its own slaves. Hate saying slaves, but hey, that's what it says in the game. And yeah, now I've got X amount of lives and bombs left, determining what the slave ships do, and they'll go after these ground targets and start shooting at them. It's pretty darn cool. Now the slave ships can be destroyed, and I think they typically take like 3 hits from the enemy. You can have them in front of you, and they can absorb the shots so that you don't get hit. One, I guess, hidden bonus, and I'm not good enough to get it, is if you just barely graze a bullet and not get destroyed. Depending on the ship that you select, it may have a greater hitbox than other ships, and it might be easier to get that bonus. the stages, there are 3 for the first 2 missions, and a mission is completed when you beat a boss type of character. So there's 6 of those stages, and then there's one final stage, which is just one stage with one final boss. There may be sort of mini bosses that take a long time to bring down. Most of the fighter jets have just a circular bomb with a circular blast radius. It takes a little longer to drop, perhaps, than you might think. So don't be close to getting hit by bullets and then drop it and expect to survive. But there's another type of bomb that has like a spinning wheel. It looks almost like a spinning saw blade or something. And there's a couple of fighters, I think, that have that. Oops. I think I neglected to continue right here, but we will see basically a playthrough of one loop. There is a total of 2 loops, and at the end of the second loop you get a proper ending. At the end of the first loop you just go back to the first stage and it's a lot harder. But we will look at me picking up where I left off and trying a different ship. Like I said, there is the Raiden MK2, and it is from Raiden 2. I keep wanting to think it's from the first game, but it's from Raiden 2. And it has regular shot and missiles, and it gets a homing laser when you collect the L. Not all the ships have the same laser. I wish they all had the big old laser. And we're going to get bonus points for completing a mission. And all the medals that you collected are, you get points for those. But yeah, you can really rack up the high scores in this game. Get a lot of points, and like I said, when you die, when you explode, you release a lot of power-ups, so that your next life, or when you continue, you can collect them all and be really strong to start off with. I like the Raiden series. I even dig the first one. It's kind of dated by today's standards. I think you can uncover the Miclus by destroying the trains in a certain way or something. We will see me uncover the Miclus. And the Miclus will give you like 9 medals and I think 100,000 points when he is shot, and you can keep shooting him for more medals, I think. Or maybe it's a maximum of 9 medals that you can get from him when you shoot him. The ferry, you do not want to shoot it, because it will die and you will only get like, I don't know, 30 points or something really meager. If you don't kill it, then you can collect it for like a bomb and 100,000 points or something. Yeah, pretty nice. But yeah, there's certain ways to get the Miclus and the ferry to appear. There are other bonuses that you can get, and like I said, their description will be shown at the top center, and it'll say like, uncovered the Miclus, or found the Miclus or something, or found the ferry or something. There is also a quick shot bonus, and if you destroy several enemies in a row, we're going to cycle through all the different fighters that you can play as, or at least in this ROM, and try to get some good power-ups for each of them and show off their bomb. But there's also a quick shot bonus that you can get, and that's if you destroy certain enemies before they can shoot, and like right as they appear. and you can get like 10,000 to 100,000 points or something. There is a destroyed at a time bonus, and it's like if you kill 2 enemies simultaneously, maybe certain types of enemies, you'll get 100,000 points. I guess there's a DX bonus. It's like you have to destroy all the train parts on level 5, or yeah, and you get 100,000 points or something. There's one called Defended the House. It gives you 100,000 points for destroying the level 1 boss's cannonballs, and with certain firepower you may be able to do that. And try to keep them from, like, I guess there's a house around them or something. I'm kind of unclear on some of these bonuses, I apologize. Note that big medal that I'm starting to uncover. If you keep collecting medals when you can, eventually they may start to become these big medals, and I think they're worth like 100,000 a piece. Some crazy bonuses in this game. And there's also a bonus called a bullet scratch, and I think I mentioned that before. If you can just barely graze a bullet and not die, you might get a bonus called bullet scratch. And then there's one called Destroy Hovership First. And then there's like a stage where there's tanks, and you want to destroy a hovership first before you destroy any of the tanks. Then do that, and then you can get like 10,000 for each tank. This has certainly pleasant graphics. You know, it's not a big screen game. You can see it's kind of cut off at the edges, but I think it does quite well. What else is there? Yeah, if you can get the quick shot and destroyed at a time bonuses accrued maybe at once, you can get your points multiplied as you continue scoring. Yeah, if you and I guess if you collect lots of medals before you get the first slave icon, you can increase the medal value. But yeah, again, if you see, there is a charged shot from that plane. The is it kind of purple plane? I can't remember which one that is. Sorry. But and I think you can only get the charge when you've got like full power. But other than that, I don't think there's any other charged shot in the game. You can really get some nice power-ups in this game. Nice firepower, and a whole lot of points, a lot of neat little secrets, a lot of different playable fighter jets. Great entry in the Raiden series. It's not the greatest shoot 'em up series, perhaps, but it's pretty darn good. You know, which Raiden games do you have the best memories of in the arcades? Do you remember this one? Or what were you doing in 1996? Or did you enjoy football this weekend? I sure did. Boy, it didn't look good for my Bills, but they wow, they made a huge comeback in the fourth quarter. Just want to say a little bit more about my vacation that I took. I came back this last Monday. Went to Cooperstown, Baseball Hall of Fame. That was pretty cool. That was probably one of the highlights of the trip. It's a strange little village, kind of. surrounded by farmland and Amish country. We saw an Amish buggy. I went to, because my brother lives out there now and he got married there. Went to the ceremony. It was on a horse ranch and a saloon, and there were a lot of flies, and they did not want to leave our food alone, and that really annoyed me. And a lot of different cool like 3-way lasers on the different ships, maybe 5, 6-way, maybe more. A lot of homing missiles. Some of them drop bombs. Yeah, there's those lucrative bonus items. Maybe it's 10,000. Thought it was 100,000. Might get to be more lucrative than that later on. Keep collecting those medals. What else did we do? We stayed in Providence. The first we landed in Boston. Had to drive the rest of the way there. Stayed at a couple different hotels, Marriott's. Yeah, there were some noisy people at odd hours of the night outside coming in or leaving the motel. That really sucked. It's like a motorcycle chapter, it seemed. Super noisy. But the second hotel had the best bed I've ever slept in. It's great. I'm not usually much of a doer if I'm on vacation. I don't have to do this and that every day. I like some time to just lay down in the bed. A clean bed that I didn't have to make. If not watch TV, which I don't usually do. I'll probably lay down with crossword puzzles, have something to drink, maybe take a walk outside the hotel, see what's local. I didn't really get to do much of that, unfortunately. We had a little bit of downpour, but other than that, the weather was pretty decent. I hope you had a good summer. It's just about over. I was really lucky. We had a very cool summer compared to ones that we normally have. I'll keep on playing and select. I think I played through all the different fighters, except for the slave ship, and we will look at that later on. And there's a code to making the slave ship appear on the selection screen, and I couldn't make it work. It's supposed to be like select any fighter, and then depending on whether it's the top row or the bottom row, you press the joystick to go off the screen from there, up or down. And then hold player 1 start and shoot and bomb all together, and you're supposed to be able to select the slave ship. And that didn't work, but I put in a MAME cheat. After doing the initial playthrough, I put on a invincibility cheat. Or maybe after doing the first loop. And again, each loop consists of 7 stages. There's 3 stages for Mission 1, 3 stages for Mission 2, and then 1 stage for Mission 3. Notice that it says warning when a major boss character is about to appear. I don't remember if I've ever played Viper Phase 1, which is an older game by Seibu Kaihatsu, which featured the Miclus. I'm not sure what type of creature the Miclus is. Maybe it's like a little dragon or something. I guess in other Seibu Kaihatsu games it has a different purpose. Maybe it's a bad guy, maybe it's a boss, maybe it's still a bonus creature that can give you more points, or bombs, or more power-ups, or whatever. Yeah, you have a few seconds to collect any more bonus things or power-ups floating around before you're sent off to the next mission. I'm looking forward to working towards finishing 1996. 1996 was a big year for me. I was in my 20s. Got my first apartment. Was working at a department store and really starting to get into anime. Renting a lot of anime movies from Hollywood Video. Yeah, some of the planes can fire like flamethrower, missiles that shoot out from the sides, the very cool plasma laser. Diagonal lasers. Some of them are faster than others. Some of them might be really slow. I love that deluge of homing missiles that was firing right there. And some of the planes might have more bombs than the others. I think they generally have either 2 or 3 bombs in stock, and you can get like a maximum of 7 in stock, and then after that every bomb is worth 5,000 points. Yeah, we're just gonna scoot forward and look at different parts of the rest of the game, but you get a proper ending with a little bit of story. Oh yeah, we'll look at a little bit of there was the Miclus there, I think. Yeah, you can accidentally kill the ferry. I'm just gonna leave that there. And it only gives you like a meager amount of points. But if you don't kill it, you can collect it for a bunch of points and like an extra bomb. There is, I think, maybe one opportunity to get an extra life. I don't remember for sure. I'm sorry. I think maybe it's like 1 million or something. But yeah, you can get 1 million in this game. Scoring comes very easy, and here is the true ending because we completed the second loop. But this was Raiden Fighters, and yeah, the previous games, I think there was Raiden 2, probably a Raiden 3, and then I think Raiden Fighters, and then there was Raiden Fighters 2 and Raiden Fighters Jet. After that, I'm not sure. That's Raiden Fighters by Seibu Kaihatsu, part of the Raiden series, even though the storyline is way different from other Raiden games. And this was licensed to Fabtek in the US. Let me know where this places in your list of favorite shoot-em-ups of all time. This is a pretty good one. And we'll look at a little bit of the slave, if you can get the code to work correctly. You can play two-player simultaneous play in this game, but there's nothing super special about it. Just cooperative play, trying to help each other out. Whoops. But here's a little bit of the power-ups that the slave can get, and its slave option fighters that it can collect. Not too bad. There's its bomb. But that was Raiden fighters created by Seibu Kaihatsu and licensed to Fabtek in the US in 1996. And this was game number 18 in our 20 from 1996 series. Well, this was Raiden Fighters by Seibu Kaihatsu and Fabtek in 1996, game number 18 in our 20 from 1996 series, and I hope to see you soon for game number 17. Y'all take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.